games in with Marty's first team, did sevens and all that, went to Rome, bam, popped my groin out for 18 months. Gio Aplon comes, takes my spot, I'm out,
Hey,
become a superstar.
hey guys, Courtnall Skosan here, and welcome to Skosan Unplugged.
I told her mom that I bust soon, soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her sit back, I need my room. Hop in the car.
That what you're saying now about players focusing on life after rugby, how important is that? You just mentioned it now, and in your experience, like, is there a proven strategy that players can use when they're thinking or when they're working on their life after sports or life after rugby? Like, how should we, as players, while we're playing, how should we approach that whole process?
Yeah, this is a cool conversation. I love this because I actually had this conversation the other day with one of my players. Is, man, we live in a social media world. It is attention. Gary Vee always talks about
Yes,
attention. You got to find the attention.
yes,
You got to tell the story.
100%.
Tell your story. You got to use the social media as a free marketing strategy. We got to build brands. I gotta really push Rugby Creative to the next level, because that's my brand.
Yes.
Like, that's what we need to do. And it's pretty cool what you're doing at the moment. You're trying to take your brand to the next level. That will bring different opportunities, so you can set yourself up for future. I say to guys that's playing the game now and it's earning decent salary is tell the story, inspire the people that follows you,
Yeah.
and you got to be present with where things are going, because I tell you what, this game has got a short lifespan. It is,
Sure.
you either in or you're out. You stay in for a little bit, then you're out. You gotta maximize that as much as you can. Obviously, maximize the network. Like strategies I had with the academy players in my days and academic time as an academy coach was network. Everywhere you go, you get a business card. Uh,
Yeah.
Stay involved, bam, bam. And then all those connections, when the time comes, you can just go, guys, this is um this is what I'm doing next. Any opportunities, build your relationships as you go. Or one of my players now is doing his work experience, just graduated, doing work experience, still full time, go in, consult, when the time comes,
Yeah.
we'll just transition into the next. Another guy I used to help at. I was coaching the Harlequins women's team at the time. Was He's coaching them at the moment. Was I helped him? You probably played against him, Ross Chisholm, a few times. We sort of used
Yes, yes, yes.
we used to go through like getting the reps in. So he was coaching in the community game. He was grafting. Yeah, he was working with me. I was sort of helping him. He was sort of mentor guiding and was getting his qualifications. When time is right, bam, he got a job. Qualified coach, enough hours and reps in. Now he's went in as assistant. Now he's in as a head coach. Do you see what I mean? So he set
Sure.
himself up nicely for the next. So yeah, but I think we got to use social media. I try and I'm learning every day, because sometimes we sort of worried about what people are gonna say. That's the ego we spoke about
Yeah.
earlier. Am I gonna say this wrong? Oh, I don't sound right there, or that doesn't make sense, man. You just gotta
Yeah.
get it out there, and
100%.
because we're all fighting for attention.
100%. I mean, that's exactly where I'm at, like me launching this podcast. Something I've been talking about for 6 years. Like, I wish I started it 6 years ago. I would have been the OG in the game by now, But I mean, I talked about this thing for 6 years. I was trying and I did like 2 or 3 episodes, but the consistency wasn't there because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of stuff. And I was worried about people's opinions, I just become a springbok, this is so, I just had my firstborn. There's just so much going on, and I'm in a space now where exactly what you're saying. I'm like, what? People know who I am, and they'll probably get to know, me a little bit more. They'll see some stuff they don't like. They'll see some stuff they like. But at the end of the day, if I can be authentically me on platforms like this, like it's easy for me to do that, and it's something that I enjoy. I love having these types of conversations. I love learning. Like that's the most important thing for me. So when I have conversations, you would have learned like some of the questions is most of those questions are for me. Like I'm trying to learn, like I'm trying to take the information and say, okay, how can I be better? How can I become? Because I also have aspirations to be in the coaching space. I just don't know what that picture would look like.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly it would look like, but now I'm grabbing little information here, little information there, and so is whoever's watching this at the moment, it's the same thing. They're also taking little bits here. And I was like, why not just put it out there for people to see? And let's see where we go. We obviously got a lot of stuff in the pipelines, a lot of plans, a lot of things you want to do. But I'm always a firm believer that God will always guide you. So I'm praying and I'm like, Lord, please make the right decision so that I'll be able to have joy in that. And the main thing for me is, and like you were saying now, a lot of the guys. I think, and it was for me when I was younger as well, it's more a pride thing, it's a thing where I cannot go to a company on a Wednesday and I'm borderline Springbok and I go and work for a few hours for no pay. You understand what I'm saying? If people want to see me, they have to pay for me for my time. And that's not how this works, because once you're done with the game, I've spoken to so many guys. Once you're done with the game, that mindset needs to go out the door because now you're an unexperienced person in the corporate environment and you need to learn. So imagine you can learn those things while you're young so that when you get to that point, it's a seamless transition. And I'm a big advocate for that because obviously my journey is a little bit different. I've got other things I want to do, but if you want to be a lawyer, a CA, whatever, you're going to have to go and put the work in. You're going to have to go and put the time in to get your degrees and all of that kind of stuff. And you can't wait till you're 35 before you do that, So, it's amazing that you're saying as well. It makes it easier for us to think about this in the sense of just be active on social media, show people your personality, tell your story, inspire your followers, network. These are some of the basic things that if someone said they with a notepad now, they'll be able to dot that down. And if they're just focused on that, they'll be already 90% ahead of 90% of the other guys. So, that's just my little 5 cents on that.
Nah, mate, that's cool because you have to, you have to set yourself up. Otherwise, it's just, the number of boys who go, when I finish rugby, I'm going to do this. All girls is when I finish rugby, I'm going to do. Yeah, I think the girls are in a different space because they probably come from a level where some of them is already highly qualified when they come in. I mean, coach, nurses, doctors, high qualified women, and more qualified than what I ever was.
They definitely have the game in that department.
And they play rugby as a part-time, so they've probably got an advantage than a lot of male players. Were always the case. Look, I'm gonna do it when I finish playing. Then I'm gonna go to university, and I was lucky from that point of view. As an academy coach, I always used to use my own story. I went to Stellenbosch University on a scholarship. Lucky enough to get a scholarship. I knew my parents didn't have money for me to go to university. That's why I had derbies at under 20 level and go, right, I've got a season here to put all my eggs in one basket and play myself a scholarship, play for a scholarship. And I was lucky to get one at Stellenbosch at the time. But mate, I was there, big scholarship, few games in with Marty's first team, did sevens and all that, went to Rome, bam, popped my groin, out for 18 months. Gio Aplon comes, takes my spot, I'm out. Become a superstar. So I still to this day, whenever I see him, I was like, remember, I'm the guy who gave you that.
You made room for him.
But I was out, mate. Luckily, if I didn't have that scholarship, geez, I'd never had that education behind me. So I always use that. I was like, mate, this is in and out. This game don't last. Get this stuff done, and then push the boys to get those qualifications early.